যমুনা তীর বনচারী যমুনা তীর বনচারী হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে হরে Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Jayo Jayo Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Shri Guru Nitai Gaur Hari Shri Charan Premanande, Hari Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. We are now going to read from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 2, and text number 15. I think it is in the board. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। sva-śānta-rūpeṣu itaraiḥ sva-rūpair abhyardyamāneṣu anukampita-ātmā para-avareśo mahad-aṁśa-yukto iyajyopi jāto bhagavān yathāgniḥ sva-śānta-rūpeṣ itaraiḥ sva-rūpair abhyardyamāneṣu anukampita-ātmā para-avareśo mahad-aṁśa-yukto iyajyopi jāto bhagavān yathāgniḥ sva-śānta-rūpeṣ itaraiḥ sva-rūpair abhyardyamāneṣu anukampita-ātmā para-avareśo mahad-aṁśa-yukto iyajyopi jāto bhagavān yathāgniḥ. Please chant. sva-śānta-rūpeṣ abhyardyamāneṣu anukampita-ātmā para-avareśo mahad-aṁśa-yukto iyajyopi jāto bhagavān yathāgniḥ. abhyardyamāneṣu anukampita-ātmā parāvareśo mahad-aṁśa-yukto jāto bhagavān yathāgniḥ. Vaishnavis. sva-śānta-rūpeṣ abhyardyamāneṣu anukampita-ātmā Word for word meaning. sva-śānta-rūpeṣu, unto the peaceful devotees of the Lord. Itaraiḥ, others, non-devotees. Sva-rūpaiḥ, according to their own modes of nature. Abhyardyamāneṣu, being harassed by. Anukampita-ātmā, the all-compassionate Lord. Para-avara, spiritual and material. īśaḥ, controller. mahad-aṁśa-yuktaḥ, accompanied by the plenary portion of mahat-tattva. He, certainly. Ajaḥ, the unborn. Api, although. Jātaḥ, is born. Bhagavān, the personality of Godhead. Yathāgniḥ, as if. Agnihi, the fire. Translation and purport given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The personality of Godhead, the all-compassionate controller of both the spiritual and material creations, is unborn. But when there is friction between His peaceful devotees and persons who are in the material modes of nature, He takes birth just like fire, accompanied by the mahat-tattva. Purport. The devotees of the Lord are by nature peaceful because they have no material hankering. A liberated soul has no hankering, and therefore he has no lamentation. One who wants to possess also laments when he loses his possession. Yogis and yogis want spiritual possessions, but devotees do not want any material or spiritual assets. They want only to serve the Lord anywhere in the material or spiritual worlds that the Lord desires. And the Lord is always specifically compassionate towards such devotees. The karmis, jnanis, and yogis have their particular mentalities in the modes of nature, and therefore they are called itaraiḥ, or non-devotees. These itaras, including even the yogis, sometimes harass the devotees of the Lord. Durvasa Muni, a great yogi, harassed Maharaj Ambarish because the latter was a great devotee of the Lord. And the great karmi and jnani Hiranyakashipu even harassed his own Vaishnava son, Prahlad Maharaj. There are many instances of such harassment of the peaceful devotees of the Lord by the itaras. When such friction takes place, the Lord, out of His great compassion towards His pure devotees, appears in person, accompanied by the plenary portions controlling the mahat-tattva. The Lord is everywhere in both the material and spiritual domains, and He appears for the sake of His devotees when there is friction between His devotees and the non-devotees. And electricity is generated by friction of matter anywhere and everywhere. The Lord, being all-pervading, appears because of the friction of devotees and non-devotees. When Lord Krishna appears on a mission, all His plenary portions accompany Him. When He appeared as the son of Vasudeva, there were differences of opinion about His incarnation. Some said, He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Some said, He is an incarnation of Narayana. Another said, he is the incarnation of Kshirodakashayi Vishnu. But actually, he is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishnastu bhagavān swayam, and Narayan, the Purushas and all other incarnations accompany him to function in as different parts of his pastimes. Mahad-aṁśa-yuktaḥ indicates that he is accompanied by the Purushas who create the mahat-tattva. It is confirmed in the Vedic hymns, mahantam vibhum atmanam. Lord Krishna appeared just like electricity. When there was friction between Kamsa and Vasudeva and Ugrasena. Vasudeva and Ugrasena were the Lord's devotees, and Kamsa, a representative of the Karmis and Jnanis, was a non-devotee. Krishna, as he is compared to the sun. He first appeared from the ocean of the womb of Devaki, and gradually he satisfied the inhabitants of the places surrounding Mathura, just as the sun enlivens the lotus flower in the morning. After gradually rising to the meridian of Dwarka, the Lord set like the sun, placing everything in darkness as described by Uddhava. Om Ajnana-timirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitang Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathamitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dīnabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Shri Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Suti Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Mancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhayeva Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vāsari Gaurabhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna. The personality of Godhead, the all-compassionate controller of both the spiritual and material creations, is unborn. But when there is friction between his peaceful devotees and persons who are in the material modes of nature, he takes birth just like fire, accompanied by the mahat-tattva. So this text or this verse is very important verse, very wonderful verse. In the purport, Prabhupada explained quite nicely about the nature of the peaceful devotees. And devotees are supposed to be peaceful. How we can be peaceful? As we know from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishna Bhakta Nishkam Ataev Shanto Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami Shakali Ashanto. Because a devotee of Lord Krishna is desireless. He is peaceful. Fruitive workers desire material enjoyment, and jnanis desire liberation, and yogis desire material opulences. Therefore, they are all lusty and cannot be peaceful. So being peaceful is the nature of a devotee. And when we suffer the agitation of mind or distress of the mind, then we have to examine ourselves. Self-realization means also self-examination. Am I actually practicing the principle of bhakti? And how can we be peaceful if we are not seeing Krishna within the heart? The Krishna is within my heart. Krishna is all around me, all pervading. He is present everywhere, in everyone's heart. And He knows me. And He is watching me. He is understanding me. And what is my position as a part and parcel of Krishna? We are duty-bound to serve Krishna, remain engaged in the devotional service of Lord Krishna. But this service is loving devotional service, in love. That's the point. Duty means not without emotions. We must invest our ecstatic emotions in our service. So devotees are happy inside by perceiving Krishna. They become so content and satisfied. That makes them peaceful. Artificially, we cannot have this peaceful state of mind or consciousness. By linking our activities with Krishna as Krishna's service or Krishna mat karma krit, as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita in 11th chapter, 5 points. Mat karma krit, mat paramo, mad bhakta, mat karma krit, mat paramo, mad bhakta, nirvaira sarva bhuteshu, mad bhakta. 1 point more. Mat karma krit, mat paramo, mad bhakta. Okay, means the point is mat karma krit. That was my point. Means we have to link our karma with Krishna. It's all Krishna karma. How and why? Because the soul is already part and parcel of Krishna. So in the beginning, we just do our activities without identifying ourselves as Krishnas. As we grow in spiritual life and achieve maturity, then our consciousness is preoccupied by the identification of ourselves, who we are in reality. We are Krishna's. We are Krishna's family, His kinsmen. We are His, and we are not of this world. Means their consciousness is filled up with this reality. And with this consciousness, whatever they do, it's automatically a service, loving service of the Lord. And as we identify with the Lord and feel the intimacy with the Lord, our already the love which is buried deeply into the heart, already we have the love for Krishna that awakens. And when we taste the love for Krishna, gradually we become very happy and blissful. This is a great science. Unless we put it into practice, it remains very mystery. How and why the devotees are so happy and peaceful? Because they perceive Krishna's hands everywhere. And Prabhupada is writing, the word hankering many times, because they do not hanker anything from this world, in this world. What they hanker? They hanker how to serve Krishna. Actually, in the spiritual life also, there is a great hankering is there. And dissatisfaction is also there. Although we want to become very materially satisfied and peaceful, content, but in spiritual life, as we grow, we have also dissatisfaction and hankering. It is of different kind. That is called spiritual or transcendental. What is that? I'm not doing enough for Krishna. I'm not chanting with good quality. My chanting is very dry. My heart is not into the chanting. Heart is agitated. What for I'm maintaining my life? If I'm not chanting with love, the holy name of the Lord, the different kind of hankering, different kind of dissatisfaction, it fills the heart. It's a good sign. That's why they are always eager to serve Lord. Internally, inwardly, they are always connected with the Lord. The connectivity takes place on the level of ecstatic bhava or emotion, the consciousness, the softness of the heart. So, to maintain the connectivity with the Lord, the devotee ceaselessly offer his love to Lord, the emotion, the ecstatic emotion, the bhava bhakti, to please the Lord. That is the driving force of their spiritual life. In this material world, driving force is also on the same principle. How can I get the satisfaction? How can I get the contentment? How can I be peaceful? But materially. But the end result is misery. But in the spiritual life, every moment is a blissful life. Devotees are engaged every moment. Every moment they surrender unto Krishna. It's moment by moment devotion. Our devotion is not just part-time or according to my time and place. It's not. It's every moment is the moment of service. In this moment, O Lord, I'm completely yours. I'm completely offering my heart to you. This moment, please accept me as your own. I'm yours and you are mine. If we are not fully giving ourselves to Krishna, then we are cheating ourselves. If we are not giving fully our attention to Krishna, we are cheating ourselves. If we are not loving Krishna, then what for are we maintaining our lives, the bodies? What for? We have to go deeply into our hearts and examine it. At the end of the life, what will take with us? So, whatever time of our life has been past. We cannot get it back. But what is the remaining time we have is very special and very valuable for us, for engaging ourselves completely selflessly into the loving service of the Lord. So, Prabhupada is saying that Krishna is specifically compassionate towards such devotees. And we know the karmis, jnanis, and yogis, they have their own agenda. But being in the Krishna consciousness movement, if you are not understanding the real principle of bhakti, then we are also on the level of karmi, jnanis, and yogis. Although we think I am a devotee of Krishna, we may think. Means having material desire is the disaster of life, actually. In Bhagavad Gita, in 5th chapter, Krishna says, one cannot be a yogi or Krishna conscious transcendentalist unless he gives up the material desires. This is the first criteria, actually. But what to do now? Okay, we have to chant as nicely as possible. Krishna then helps, and we have to cry for that help. Then it is the summary of the first paragraph. And second paragraph, Srila Prabhupada is talking about that how Krishna appears time to time into this material world on a mission. What is the mission? Krishna already spoke in the Bhagavad Gita, yada yada hi dharmasya glanir-bhavati bharata abhyuthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. Then another one, paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Wherever and whenever there is a decline in religious practice, O descendant of Bharata, and a predominant rise of religion, at that time I descend myself to deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants, as well as to re-establish the principles of religion. I myself appear millennium after millennium. So Lord actually, as we know, the conversation is going on between Vidura and Uddhava. Uddhava was the very intimate and pure devotee of Lord Krishna, and Lord already wound up his pastimes and went back to the spiritual world. And Vidura was asking about the Lord's and the Yadu dynasty and also Kuru dynasty. Vidura was not there during the Mahabharata battle. So, by hearing the question asked by Vidura, Uddhava became very much overwhelmed with the emotions, loving emotions of Krishna. Actually, he was with Krishna in the spiritual world. And after some time, he came back to this world because of the deep, loving connection with the Lord. How wonderful is this? Devotees are living in this world, still they can live at the same time in the spiritual world. Isn't it most wonderful or astounding thing? By linking up the consciousness expands in such a way, it grows, or it is called Bhakti Lata Bij. The devotees are here, regularly hearing and chanting. This is the watering process to the seed of the Bhakti Lata, and it grows. And grows every moment. Pratikshanam vardhamanam. Each moment, this Bhakti Lata Bij is growing. As our bhakti is growing, bhakti should be growing up every moment. Pratikshana vardhamanam. Namagane sada ruchi. Namgan is sada ruchi. This is the bhakti. And the Bhakti Lata grows, piercing the layers of material creation. It enters into spiritual world and then reaches the Golok Dham and takes full shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna. Uddhava was such a devotee. Although Lord had departed this world, went back to the spiritual world, but Uddhava inwardly, or by linking up the consciousness, devotional emotion, he was associating with Supreme Lord in the spiritual world. So then he came back and he started to give the answer. So this one he was saying very beautifully, Krishna is anukampita-ātmā, always compassionate, controller of the both spiritual world and material world. This word is also very important. We see the controllers are not compassionate at the same time. Controller means whimsical person can control anyone and everyone, right? It's not. If we really understand we are under the control of the compassionate, the kind Lord, we feel very wonderful, very safe, and peaceful. So Krishna appears during if he sees the friction between devotee and non-devotees. What is the actual cause of friction or conflict? It's a conflict of interest. Devotees are peaceful, but the non-devotees are envious of the devotees. Uselessly, like some of the examples Prabhupada gave us, Durvasa Muni, a great yogi, harassed Maharaj Ambarish because the Ambarish was a great devotee of the Lord. He wanted to inflict pain upon Maharaj Ambarish for no reason. But Krishna, how he saved, he appeared in the scene in the form of Sudarshan Chakra. So the point is that Krishna is always protecting us, but his process of protection is not according to our plan. But we must have this full faith in Krishna. Our faith should be as strong like Himalaya mountain and as deep as the fathomless ocean. That is the nature, is the conviction, faith, trust in Krishna of a devotee, like Prahlad. From Prahlad Maharaj, we are learning to have the faith, trust in Krishna, that he is indeed present everywhere. How he is present everywhere? Because Krishna is known as Akhanda, indivisible, undivided Lord. It's not that he was divided into some portions like Paramatma, Brahman, and Bhagavān. He is not undivided. He is not divided. He is still undivided Lord. The same Lord within our hearts. The same Lord is all-pervading Lord. Brahman. Goloka eva nivasatya akhilatma bhuta. We know he lives in the Golok Dham, yes. Also same akhil atma bhuta within everyone's heart. So they are peaceful, always perceiving Krishna. They are engaged in devotional service. But the non-devotees, they are envious of the pure devotees. So Krishna appears. Prabhupada gave other examples, Prahlad and Hiranyakashipu. We know the whole story. But to protect Prahlad, Krishna appeared as Nrsimha Bhagavān from a pillar. As Hiranyakashipu was challenging him, that where is your Lord? Call him out to protect you. And he peacefully, very gently, smilingly answered, Father, my Lord Vishnu is present everywhere with full confidence. That confidence is as strong as the Himalaya mountain and as deep as the fathomless ocean. He is present. Is he present in this pillar? Yes. In our temple, so many pillars. When I see the pillars, I remember Nisingha Bhagavan and Prahlad. Prahlad was not seeing just pillar. He was seeing Lord in the pillar, every atom. So personally, in person, Krishna appeared. Also, another example that Kamsa and Vasudev and Ugrasen, that also we know. Krishna is not that he is unaware of our situations, problems, difficulties, and he is not doing anything. He is doing everything every moment. What he is doing, he is trying to make our consciousness purified, pure, and trying to make ourselves completely surrendered unto Krishna. That is his mission. Unless we are surrendered to Krishna, Krishna will not take us back to the spiritual world. That is his criteria. And this is our ultimate point in this world. Before we die, we must surrender. Complete our surrender at the lotus feet of Lord. Even at the most critical moment, the moment of leaving the body is really very critical, very difficult moment. At that moment also we should remain very peaceful and surrendered. And then Krishna appears in the form of Vishnu Dutas, and they take us back to the spiritual world. So it is a moment by moment devotion, because it takes only one moment to give up the body. At that moment also we should remain engaged. As we know that when Krishna appeared, many people thought, actually it was very difficult at the time of Krishna when he was present in this planet to understand he was the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Not everyone recognized him as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Brishnis, the Yadu Vamshis, they understood this Krishna was the all-pervading Lord. Paramatma aspect they understood, not the Supreme Personality of Krishna, Godhead, bhagavān aspect. Devotees, we are understanding, because of Prabhupada's explanations, Krishna's complete identity, that he is the Supreme Bhagavān, Parameshwar, Purushottam, he is the Paramatma, he is the Brahman. And Krishna has two expansions, Swamsha and Vivinnamsha, Vishnu category and living entities category. So we are eternally connected with Krishna. We were Krishnas, we are now Krishnas, we will remain Krishnas. This fact will not be changed. But the devotees, means the people, when Krishna was present on this planet, did not understand. So they could not take full advantage of Krishna, presence of Krishna, having loving relationship. So devotees now, by the mercy of ISKCON movement, we are now trying enthusiastically to establish our loving relationship with Krishna, isn't it? That is our whole motive behind whatever we do. This is my prime focus, most important focus is this. How can I establish loving relationship with Krishna within this lifetime? Now I am understanding theoretically, means book knowledge is not enough. We have to practically also achieve it. That I was the part of Krishna, I am part of Krishna, and I will remain part of Krishna. So I have eternal loving relationship. So devotees accept Krishna, at least eternal friend of the soul. On the level of soul, they understand that they don't have any family or country or anyone in their lives, only Krishna. And Krishna's loving devotees are our family, actually. In the heart, only 2% is a living. Krishna, an individual soul. And everyone is living on the mind, in the mind, outside of the soul. So Krishna is present within the soul, and soul is present within Krishna. We are present within Krishna, Krishna is present within us. So in this way, devotees are very eager to establish their loving relationship. In this way, Srila Prabhupada is speaking that when Krishna appears, he appears with all his incarnations and expansions, and especially the expansions of Purusha avatars, Mahavishnu, Garbhodakoshayi Vishnu, and Kshirodakoshayi Vishnu. For what reason? To protect, to establish, to protect the devotees, because devotees depend on Krishna's protection, so he has the responsibility to protect the devotees and to establish the dharma. What is the dharma? Dharma is samsiddhir haritoshanam. To please the Lord is the dharma. Samsiddhir haritoshanam. Understanding we are already Krishna's part and parcel, we are already Krishna's. So it is my duty, we are duty bound to haritoshanam. By making Krishna happy, we become happy. By making Krishna satisfied, we become satisfied. This is our dharma. In this way, Prabhupada, explained this verse very wonderfully. So, and Uddhava also speaking that point to Vidura, as we are also hearing. So the main point is, in the purport, Prabhupada is speaking, devotees are very peaceful. Non-devotees are not peaceful. That's why they create problems in their hearts. They are not peaceful. They are suffering due to the burning desire, samsara davanal. So they create problems in this world. And whenever there is conflict and friction, Krishna appears. So thank you so much. Thank you very much. Is there any question, comments here?
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
In the purport, Prabhupada mentions the yogis, the jnanis, the karmis, and compares them to devotees who are supposed to be desireless, when the yogis and the other non-devotees are supposed to be full of desires. Perhaps you can explain further why it is that we compare ourselves to people of another group when we have plenty of examples among us of people who are full of desires. Devotees who have been practicing for years, like myself. I'm still full of desires. And around me I see my brothers and sisters, some of them are full of desires. And occasionally I happen to meet a yogi, a jnani, and if they are more mature in their path, I find that they have less desire, they are more desireless. So please, can you clarify this?
Yes, what Prabhupada is saying, we cannot become desireless. We all know here this is. Either we can have spiritual desires or material desires. These are symptoms of a soul have the desires. Now, problem is having material desires.
But that's the problem I'm pointing out, is that in my case, it's about material desires.
Yes, in our cases. So that's why our whole process, this is our sadhana. In Bhagavad Gita, so many places Krishna says, this material desires is the cause of your mental problems. What is the actual miseries? Mental miseries. And that is we are hankering something for ourselves. When we identify that problem, then we become, careful not to have it, but replace it with spiritual desires. That's why two sides. I am already Krishna's. Krishna claims, right? Mamai bhangsha jivaloke jiva bhuta sanatana. You are mine. But my mind is identifying ourselves with the material world. I have so many things to acquire, possess. The point is to understand the problems and the solution. Solution is to desire Krishna. How can I please Krishna? How can I surrender myself to Krishna? How can I have loving relationship with the devotees, or as well as non-devotees also? This is our whole sadhana, if I'm understanding your point. And yogis, jnanis, they also try, they also pinpoint, they also understand that material desires are giving us the problems. Because it cannot fulfill our hearts. Because one desire is completed, finished, or fulfilled, then another desire is born. Then we pursue that one, then another desire is born. In this way, we are running after mirage and, and losing our lives. And time, by the time, time is over. So jnanis, yogis, karmis, they also can become devotees when they identify themselves as the part and parcel of Krishna. So we are duty bound to have the loving relationship with Krishna, then they pursue. And material desire, having material desire means having desire for my own pleasure, my own satisfaction is the material desire. I am in the center. Means not Krishna in the center, I am in the center. And that creates whole problem. Practically we are seeing devotees are also not peaceful because they are not practicing this principle into their lives. We have to become a saintly devotee. We have to very renounce. Actual devotee's temperament is very renounced. In 5th chapter Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, outwardly you do all your duties. Inwardly you renounce all the results of your activities. Means a devotee is also sannyasi. Sa sannyasi cha yogi cha. He is a renounced person internally or inwardly. Then he is peaceful. Is that all right? Or
No.
can you repeat again the question if I am not understanding?
So, can we conclude that among the jnanis, the yogis, and the karmis, there are also devotees. There is a devotee side in them.
Of
They're
course.
trying to do better and serve and be selfless. And among devotees, there are also those, a part of us that is yogi, jnani, karmi. There's a lot of karmis I see around. Would that be fair to say?
Means they are desireless, but they are not doing the other part, serving Krishna. Okay, I think Prabhu wants to say something.
You just now highlighted the thing which is confusing. Because these jnanis, yogis and all, they may not have desires, but how are they identifying?
Yes.
How are they identifying? They are identifying themselves as, I am the master, I am the controller. But here, I have millions and millions of material desires, but I am identifying myself as servant of Krishna.
Yes.
This is the main point. Then we cannot compare. Then there is no comparison because we are the servant of the Lord. We are imperfect. Because we are dependent, we are jiva. But we are identifying as the servant of the Lord. But here the Jnanis, he may be controlling so many desires and so many things, but he is still proud that I am the master. So this is the thing which I feel that we should be highlighted, our
Yes.
identification.
Yes, our identification, of course. Means when we are established completely on that identification, automatically whatever we do, that's a service to Krishna. This is so powerful and very purifying, and also it gives us so much satisfaction and bliss. We have to practice it. You are correct. Automatically, everything will do for Krishna. We would not do for ourselves, keeping ourselves in the center. This is called the confidential point in our devotional life. Yes?
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Mataji, for a beautiful lecture. Mataji, meanwhile, we are trying to serve Krishna through many things, maybe like our studies and jobs and so many things. And during that period, we developed some hankerings to achieve some results, like maybe good score or maybe high salary. So we start hankering for those things. We keep shifting jobs and so many things. So it may get converted into a complete material hankering desires, material desires, but our intention was to serve Krishna through that. But in between, we get converted into material desires. So how to check for that and how to get
Yes,
resolved?
this is great art to convert everything into spiritual. Like material, what is material? Into spiritual. Like material education, material degree, job, family. Ultimately, it is not material. Everything is meant for Krishna. When we are completely convinced about our identity, I am Krishna's already. Whatever is coming by the mercy of Krishna, it is also Krishna's. So you then very easily apply everything in the service of the Lord. Like, for example, when Prabhupada understood, when the college, one time he asked his father, what's the profit of having material education? Means he was not understanding the connection between education with the spiritual devotion. Like Arjuna had this problem also. He was thinking the fighting is for my sake. When Krishna made him understand that I am in the center, do it for me. Just more, the focus should be different. So Prabhupada said, why should I be educated in the college, material education? His father said, you should be educated by going to the college, so you can use this material knowledge for glorifying the Supreme Lord. How wonderful. He was such a brilliant person, educated person. His purpose, he was able to use that knowledge into purpose. An illiterate person would not be able to do it. So this is the same way. Actually, educated devotees, brilliant devotees, they can serve Krishna very efficiently, very wonderfully by understanding the swarup. This is called Siddha, what is called? Swarup Siddha Bhakti. Swarup Siddha Bhakti. With the swarup you do all the bhaktis, then definitely you will achieve the perfection in our lives. Whatever we are achieving, education, family, riches, opulence, beauty, everything is coming by the mercy of Krishna. We are not independent doers. We are dependent or subordinate of Krishna's will. Ultimately, it is there. So whatever assets we have, use it very efficiently. See, so many devotees are doing so many wonderful services very efficiently because of their education, knowledge, resources, isn't it? All right? Thank you so much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.